Happy Friday the 13th. Sorry, I'm late this morning for no other reason than I'm just incompetent. I'm wearing my best blue shirt today because, as everybody knows, the Friday before Father's Day is where blue is where Blue Day or Fathers wear blue. So, anyway, let's talk about war. Uh, I hate to keep dragging the news in on because it sort of uh, dates my talks, which I'm hoping the world will consider to be timeless treasures. But war is in the news today, and there's if you just look around domestically, everywhere you look, there is conflict. Okay. Now, we would all like to think that the natural state of things is peace, and everything is very cool. Uh, like that society, that planet society in Star Trek, the old Star Trek television show, where everybody is just, how are you doing today? Ah, yes, brother, and they're like that, like 364 days of the year, but on that one day they just go crazy. Well, it's not like that. There's craziness. Normal is crazy too. Anyway, what I'm holding up here is my first Sefer Yetzirah. Now, I got it when I was in Amork, okay, which is over 50 years ago, I think. Yeah, our son was just being born. And it is this edition. Oh, it's falling apart. But why am I having it if I can't share it? Uh, there it is. It's the Isidore Kalish edition. Uh, I liked it because I was learning or trying to learn Hebrew at the time, and the Hebrew text is just right opposite each thing there. Okay, I can't say I can read Hebrew other than just a few the alphabet and a few Kabbalistic buzzwords. But I want to talk about war. Now, and let's see, oh God, okay. In the Sefer Yetzirah, it talks about the development of the Hebrew alphabet, which created existence and the universe on its own, okay? And it all starts from that singularity, okay? An inscrutable singularity, which is almost a negative, positive, negative thing, like that place where everything goes down into a black hole and it goes like down to a funnel, and then there's a singularity there at the center, and from that singularity that's created by everything being sucked back in, everything comes back out again, whether it's a new thing or a repeat, who knows it, but it's like a black hole on one event horizon. And on the other end, nothing can go back in. Nothing can escape. Nothing can go back in. Okay? And that's that point right in the middle is that singularity. Now, these guys must have just had a lot of time on their hands to think about stuff, because they were thinking about it, okay? They got it all from thought experiments like Einstein just sat around and said, okay, let's have a thought experiment. Well, with their thought experiment, they came up with that black singularity. And then that black singularity stretched up and down, that's that yellow thing, and stretched forward and backwards, and that's that blue thing. And from right to left, that's that red thing, okay? And those things created, as it were, walls in a cube. Okay? And so those, out of that one, which is really a zero, came three. Out of the three came a top and a bottom and a right and a left. And okay? I do this every day, I think, with you. And so that's with the center and the 6 sides, that's 7. So there's 3 mother letters in the Hebrew alphabet and 7 double letters. And why are they double? Well, first of all, letter-wise, they had 2 distinct ways to pronounce them, like bet and vet, okay? But more, they create the duality. That yellow thing sticking straight up out of the singularity created a top and a bottom. All of a sudden, but bam, there's duality. From singularity to duality, the duality then with the singularity creates the 7, and the 7, okay, create oblique angles, and that and there's 12 of those. Okay. Now, each of those qualities, or each of those numbers, have qualities associated with them. Divine qualities, transcendent qualities, okay? And they each have their own little gig. But the furthest away they get, the farther they get from the purity of the singularity, the more complex and the more chance for, well, first of all, opposition. When duality was created, you got good and evil all of a sudden. Either or, hot or cold, you know. And then the planetary, or the 7, the planet turns into the planetary spheres. They have complexities. There's the Venus love, and the Mars violence, and the Jupiterian benevolence, and stuff, just to name one quality of all of those. And the 12 oblique angles are even more complex, and that's where the war starts. That's where, and so that cube, those pipe cleaners are in a cube, and that cube is inside this dodecahedron, a 12-sided figure, and it creates a rattle. Okay. And here's how, just like the Tao Te Ching is such a concise, breathtakingly concise summation of the mechanics of existence. Sefer Yetzirah just throws it all in just a few words. Let's see. Starting with the 3. There are 3 of which every one of them stands by itself. One is in the affirmative, the other is in the negative, and one equalizes them. Then, the 7. There are 7 of which 3 are against 3, and one places them in equilibrium. Okay, maybe I talk amongst yourselves. Let's see if I've got okay. Oh, I guess I'll have to do that. Okay, do we see? Okay. Here's a menorah. Now, a menorah has 7 branches. If you think it's got 8, no, that's a Hanukkah thing. Okay, that's a Hanukkah chandelier or candelabra. Okay, 3 against 3. Okay, there's the singularity in the black candle there, and it's attributed to Tav, associated with Saturn. Now that would be the universe card in the tarot. And that universe is a 0, the ring that the dancer is in. Okay? And 3 against 3. There's Mercury, or Bet, against Gimel. Now on that cube of space, Bet is above, and Gimel is below. 3 against 3. Okay, on the cube of space, Dalet, Venus, the Empress, is against Kaf, the Wheel of Fortune. 3 against 3. And then we've got, and that would be East and West. And then we've got Pe for Mars, and Resh for the Sun. And that would be the north and the south wall of the cube. 3 against 3, and 1 puts them in equilibrium. Okay, and let's see if I can find another picture just to quickly review where that where that 3 came from. Okay, here. Now, here is an actual altar. Oh, there is the Zippy, a 3-degree initiation order, if you will, a homemade order. And there's a close-up of the chicken was just there as a visitor. Okay. See the 3 candelabras, the one in front there? They're the 3 mother letters. Those 3 mother letters created that in back of it, the 7 double letters, and the chicken in between. And there's a close-up of the cube, which is created by those 3 things. And over here, we probably... It's hard to see. We got that dodecahedron. They're all on the altar. Okay. Someone's getting their certificate there. Now, what else was I going to show you? I guess that's it. Where's that picture of... Oh. This is Constance and me. I can't believe this is quite a few years ago. Not only that, but we could be out there saying that right today. But I digress. If you have a copy of The Son of Chicken Kabbalah, those 3 initiation ceremonies are the scripts. Actually, the scripts of those initiation ceremonies are laid out. You could use it as a script. But why is the 12 war? I didn't even get to that point here. It says, here we go. there are seven. Okay, we just talked about the seven, which are three against three. One places them in equilibrium. There are 12, which are all the time at war. Three of them produce love, and three hatred, and three are animators, and three are destroyers. Now, how do we handle that warness of the 12? Let me see here, because I want to. They explain why, okay? Here. And remember, this is an initiation ceremony where a candidate is being walked through and demonstrated, and there's a floor cloth with the 12 pointed star and everything. Let's see. The candidate comes in. Comrade, arm yourself and join us. The war of the roses is about to begin. Blood may be shed. Come. We're the guide. What is the hour? Honored teacher, it is the hour of war. Who are the combatants in this war? The 12 simple letters of the sacred Hebrew alphabet. Hey, Vav, Zayin, Het, Hate, I guess is the better way of saying them. Tet, Yod, Lamed, Nun, Samak, Oyen, Tzadi, and Kuf. They are at war within themselves and among each other, for conflict is their nature at this level of dream consciousness. So we could say, as we watch the news, if we're foolhardy enough to do that, along with being outraged and along with being shocked and frustrated and frightened, and we should also keep in mind that conflict is the nature of existence at this level of dream consciousness. We're the guide. Why do they do battle? Honored teachers, as in all wars, there is ultimately no reasonable motive for conflict. The combatants have forgotten themselves and fallen so deeply asleep they have poisoned the cast of characters that populate their dreams. They self-identify only as pieces of the one and indivisible. They war like tormented children, blindly discharging elemental and planetary fragments that blindly animate them. In their fevered dreams of separation, they fight never-ending battles to plant flags of vain victory atop phantom hilltops. Okay. Now, I'm not going to read all 12 of them, but I just want to give an example of the war that is going on that is making that sound. Okay, there's 12 sides, there's a war going on, planetary, elemental, and when they bounce against a harmonious place, there's kind of a harmonious thing. But when one planet doesn't play well with one zodiac sign, or one element doesn't play well with another planet, you got yourself conflict. So here's Hay, okay, and Hay is attributed to the Hebrew letter Hay. That's what it looks like. Okay, it's attributed to Aries. Okay. All substance lives and struggles evermore through countless shapes, continually at war. by countless interactions, internet. Behold the letter He. To one who is awakened, He is the monogram of pure God consciousness. But for those who linger yet in dream, He is a window and alludes to the sense of sight. Your eye is a window out of which you peer to see the outside world, and a window into which the world peers to view the secrets of your soul. In the dream of space-time, He is the zodiac sign Aries, a cardinal sign of fire. Now there's attributes and qualities that are associated with cardinal, fixed, and mutable signs. And there's qualities and attributes that are assigned to the 4 elements. Each of those play well with the others, or play well with some, and do not play well with others. Okay. Let's see. Aries is ruled by the strong, active, and warlike Mars. Aries, where the virile and self-assured Sun, source of all manifest life around us, is lifted up and grows strong and rejoicing when he passes through the sign of Aries, or is exalted in Aries, in other words. The countless interactions interknit between Aries and all the other letters whose elements, planets, and signs stand in harmony with or hostility to fire, Mars, and the Sun, chart the ever-changing, ever-shifting battle plans of the dream wars of He. The battles of the letter He are never resolved while we dream, but only when we awaken. I'm going to give one more example. I'll just, at random, give another Hebrew letter. We'll go for Samach. And the officer holds this to your head or your face and goes, all substance lives and struggles evermore, through countless shapes, continually at war, through countless interactions interknit. Cheap thrills. Behold the letter Samach. Okay, let's find a nice Samach here, if we can just find it. There's one in here someplace. Yeah, just like me to find one I can't find. Leo. Well, I guess there's no song. I'm going to give up looking here in a second. Discover Leo, Scorpio. Yeah, Sagittarius. Oh, this is. Yeah, here we go. It's the Temperance card, or the Art card. Behold the letter Samach. To one who is awakened, Samach is the monogram of pure God consciousness. They all start off like that. Okay? To one who is awakened, it's a pure symbol of God consciousness. Just like Constance says, all of the tarot cards are the same tarot card. Okay? Looked at a little different, or misunderstood from a little different angle. Okay. But for those who linger yet in dream, Samak is a tent pole or a prop and alludes to the emotion of anger. A tent is a lifeless and empty skin until erected by a pole. Your body is an incoherent mass of organic material until supported and electrified by the scaffolding of your spine, brain, and nervous system. Samak is the eternally arcing spark. A spark is called an arc. Okay. Of consciousness that upholds and animates all forms. In the dream of space-time, Samak is the zodiac sign Sagittarius, the mutable sign of fire. Sagittarius, who's ruled by benevolent, expansive, and philosophical Jupiter. The countless interactions interknit between Samak, Sagittarius, and all the other letters whose elements, planets, and signs stand in harmony with or hostility to fire and Jupiter. Chart the ever-changing battle plans of the dream wars of Samak. The battles of the letter Samak are never resolved while we dream, but only when we awaken. So now I'm not sure that's going to help our attitude or our sanity when we try to process the war information that we're getting around us. But it couldn't hurt for us to realize that at this level of consciousness, that's the way it is. And that doesn't mean that at this level of consciousness, it's not our duty to do everything we can to alleviate the pain, to bring peace to the war, because we're still functioning on that level of consciousness too. But in the final analysis, all substance lives and struggles evermore through countless shapes, continually at war, by counter interactions, interknit. And at this level of consciousness, there will always be a whole lot of shaking going on. We'll see you tomorrow for Saturday morning cartoons. And there, perhaps a parade, and perhaps lightning and thunder. Until tomorrow, continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.